Hello everybody and welcome to this lunchtime. It's Belgium versus Tunisia, live stream watch along. How are we all doing? And excited. 3 games I'm doing with you today. It's the first day I'm doing all of the games. So I hope you're all doing well. Belgium, Tunisia now. Obviously this is England's group. This time tomorrow, lunchtime on a Sunday. We've got England playing tomorrow. I've got Mexico versus South Korea at 4 o'clock, which is my favourite game of the day. Call it the thinking person's game, whatever, I don't care. Mexico are my team. They are my team. And jump on the bandwagon of Mexico for me. Can't wait for that at 4 o'clock. And then Germany, Sweden tonight. Germany have got to get a result. Remember, Sweden beat South Korea. So Germany have got to get a result tonight. And also, very interesting angle on that. If you are a Manchester United fan, Victor Lindelof will be playing at centre-back and they will be defending a lot. So I'm very excited to see how Lindelof does against a very good German team when there's a lot of United fans saying we need a centre-back. So really looking good to that. Isaac says that Belgium are going to thrash Tunisia today. I don't know. I mean, they weren't that good against England, were they, Tunisia? So maybe that will happen. But let's not forget, this is England's group. So let's see how it goes in relation to Belgium. Belgium have already got a better goal difference than England. And England, if they want top place in this group, might need to beat Belgium in the final group game. But depends who's available, doesn't it? We'll know next Thursday night when Belgium play England who is going to play who if they finish top or second. It could be better to finish second because you could get, you could get Japan winning that group and you could get... who knows? Senegal second. It's interesting. Mad Marcus says he doesn't think it'll be a thrashing. Got Mad Marcus on with me tomorrow at 1 o'clock for the England-Panama game. So very, very passionate. I think that one will be. Looking forward to that. Want Tunisia to win, so it's easier for England to top it, says Bay Cross. Yeah, I think, you know what? I do like Lukaku. I don't really like Hazard. But... Lukaku for Golden Boot is an interesting thing, as Prince R9 says. If he gets another 2 goals today, that would level him up with Ronaldo. And if Lukaku wants to get the Golden Boot, he needs to do it today. He needs to get some goals today because later on in the tournament, they might dry up a little bit. And against England, he might not get the opportunities. But Romelu Lukaku is very much the focal point of this Belgian side. And... I'd fancy him to get a couple of goals today. Jack Brown says Serbia bottled it last night. What do you think? Yeah, I was disappointed with Serbia last night. I've got to be honest with you. I was disappointed with Serbia. Switzerland fully deserved to win that game. But I had to get off air to go and do the United stand. But what I would say about Serbia is, even if they'd drawn that game, they needed to beat Brazil anyway. Because if you look at the context of the table, if they'd drawn last night, they would have been on 4 points with Brazil, but behind them on goal difference, and Switzerland would have been on 2 points. You'd fancy Switzerland to beat Costa Rica, which would put them onto 5 points, and then if Brazil and Serbia drew, Serbia would go home in 3rd place because of goal difference. So Serbia, even if they'd drawn last night, they still would have had to beat Brazil. So they're going to have to beat Brazil anyway. And maybe losing last night might spur them into that situation where they have to beat them even more now. Tunisian coach is having a little cry. It means a lot. It means a lot. Come on, Switzerland. Do it for Julie Andrews. Sound of Music says Will Lyons. It's not Switzerland today, but maybe you're talking about Switzerland in a few days' time. Serbia to get knocked out so Matic can get a holiday and we can get Savic for cheap, says Ed Woodward. Yeah, well, I've just done a video on the United stand, if people didn't see it, about Kovacic, which is very, very, very interesting development there about Kovacic. But I can refer you on to that in a moment. We're getting close to kick-off here, as you can see. A team that's going to park the bus, and Martinez still doesn't play Marouane Fellaini, which is a great thing. I always... You know what? The Fellaini lovers always used to say to me, oh, but he gets picked for Belgium. Maybe he has in the past, but when the going gets tough, he doesn't, does he? And they've got a very good bench, haven't they? Tillemans, Hazard, Fellaini, Company, Vermaelen. They've got a very, very good bench, Belgium, apart from Fellaini. But no, they have. They've got a very good bench. And they've got a very good squad. And for many people, they are a dark horse to win the tournament. And I think I've had a few people say to me, oh, you don't want Belgium to win the tournament. I'd much rather Belgium win this tournament than France or Spain or Germany, because they've never won it before. And if I come out of this World Cup tournament with somebody who's never won this tournament before, then I'll be very, very happy. That's my end game for this World Cup. I want somebody to win it who's never, ever won it before. So I'll tell you my score prediction in the moment. Ed Woodward supporting Mexico this World Cup. Yeah, I'm changing my top for the next stream. Mexico meaning. Mexico. Mexico meaning. I think that's what they used to sing in the 86 World Cup, which was in Mexico. Or I dreamt it. But yeah, I'm supporting Mexico too. After England. Having said that, they did very well against Germany. What Mexico have got to do today is turn up and beat an underdog, which we can really start to see what they're all about then. A few people just asking in the live comments about the Kovacic video to Manchester United and Mata to Barcelona. If you refresh the video, you should get... Let me just make sure it works for me. Just going through the Tunisian team at the moment. We're 2 minutes away from kickoff, so we're fine. Belgium versus Tunisia. Yeah, okay. So if you refresh the video, you should see an eye in the top right-hand corner. If you click that eye, it will give you a link to a video, which is Kovacic in Mata to Barcelona, Manchester United transfer news. It's literally only a 5-minute video, so if you want to just skip a bit of the game and go and watch that, by all means do. Or you can do it at half-time or full-time, I'll let you know, but it's there. I'm doing all games today, Luca. You've got Goldbridge for all 3 today, so... whether that's a good thing or a bad thing, Xander's having a nice hot weekend in Madrid with his girlfriend. And when I say hot, I know some of you lot will start thinking, you're talking about, you know, kissy and all that. I'm not doing that. I'm talking about it's hot weather in Real Madrid, and what Xander's going to do, I don't know. Maybe he's going to get kissy, or maybe he's going to take her to look at a nice cathedral and have a cultured weekend. We don't know. But Xander's back tomorrow. I think he's doing the 4 o'clock game tomorrow. Or I might do all 3 again. But yeah, I tell you what, I like his hair. I like the way he's got the razor. I do that with my hair. I have the razor down the parting. It makes. I'll give you that as a tip. If you are somebody who has a side parting, like I do, get it razored. It's a lazy man's dream, because when you wake up in the morning, you haven't got to waste your time combing it and missing bits. If you've got the razor there, the razor line in, you're laughing. So that's my tip of the day. If you have a side parting, get the razor line in. It works really, really well. Anyway, the game has kicked off. You've got the timer going. And Ed Woodward thought this was Mexico. It's not. We've got an early free kick to Belgium here. I think this game's going to be interesting. I think it could end up being Belgium 3 or 4-0, which will send a real big message out. It could be a tight game, like it always seems to be between the big teams and the lesser teams. But I think we'll learn a lot about Belgium. A lot of people feel that Belgium could be one of the favourites. Selesh has gone Belgium 4-0. I can tell you I went 2-0. I went 2-0 for Belgium in this game. And only simply because we've not seen anybody really annihilate anybody yet. So I just thought, no, I need to start doing well on my predictor league. I'm going to just go conservative 2-0. I always spell Belgium wrong, you know. I've done it right on this stream, but I always spell it wrong. I've done it on the score bit. I always do Belgium UI, and it's not. My slight dyslexia coming out, I think there. Kunal says Lukaku's going to get a hat trick, and Lukaku to score a hat-trick, yeah. Okay, let's see what people think. Remember to subscribe to the channel if you're new. We're going to try and get to 38,000 subscribers today. So bottom right-hand corner, click the subscribe button. We're doing every single World Cup game today as a watch-along. We've done every single World Cup game so far as a watch-along. Who'd have thought we'd be able to achieve that? I think me and Xander sort of said, let's try and do it. And if we miss one, we miss one. But at the moment, it's a very good job. What is the keeper doing there? If I was the centre-back, I'd be absolutely going mad there. It's a long ball, and the centre-back's chasing after it with Lukaku, who by the yard is getting further in front of him. And you're like, where's the bloody keeper? The keeper decides to run out at the last minute and just gets there ahead of Lukaku. But that could have been... Lukaku could have been thinking there, I'm going to get a goal. But a shot on target there, and I think it's going to be an interesting afternoon for Tunisia. What pace from Lukaku, says Selesh. Kieran Brooks says, if you come second in England and Belgium's group, you get an easier route to the final. Develop that for us, Kieran, because I've not even started looking at the permutations yet. And actually, I don't think you can, because I think a lot of people assume that Germany's going to come second in their group. But Mexico have still got to go and beat South Korea and Sweden. Can they do that? Brazil could still get knocked out as well. So, you know, there's a lot going on. Did anyone hear that absolute nonsense load of crap story yesterday? I had to laugh when I saw it. Lukaku to Real Madrid. I mean, I wouldn't even give that the time of day on the United stand. I think it's embarrassing to even report it when it was in the Daily Star. But there is more chance. There is more chance of Bobby Charlton coming out of retirement and being our number 10 next season than Lukaku going to Real Madrid this summer. There is zero chance of that happening. Absolutely none. If you think United fight for De Gea to stay, you see what Mourinho would do about anyone trying to get their hands on Lukaku. It is just not going to happen. Not going to happen at all. Phil Foster, iPlayer is always a minute behind. I don't use iPlayer, obviously, but I had to watch it in the Euros a bit because I was doing work in the kitchen and we've got a telly in there which is iPlayer. And it used to annoy me because someone in the living room would be going, yes! And I'd be like, what? And then a minute later you'd get a goal. If you want to sync in with me, that's why we've got the timer there. I'm 4 minutes and 10 seconds in at the moment. Obviously, YouTube always adds a little bit of a delay in from what I'm seeing. So if you do want to sync in and get the full atmosphere of a watch along, then that's what the timer's there for. I know a lot of you do it. Yeah, I would... Ooh. Penalty given to Belgium. Early on. He might go VAR. It's not a penalty. That's not a penalty. It's outside the box. It's not a penalty. He's got to go VAR for that. If it's on the line, it's not in the box, is it? It's not a penalty. It's a free kick. It's not a penalty. He's given a bloody penalty. Oh, this gets worse. Bloody VAR is getting worse. What a shambles that is. What a shambles VAR is. What a fucking shambles. And Hazard scores. An absolute injustice straight away. On the line is inside, says Bruce Wayne. On the line is a penalty, says Anthony Muller. On the line counts as in the box. Very close then. Very close. On the line is a penalty, says a lot of people. Good penalty by Hazard. I think we might be talking about our favourite packet of crisps in this game because it could just become quite boring now. Didn't look like a penalty to me. Ryan said that as well. And the thing that annoys me about that is the referee didn't want to use VAR. I know he was waiting to listen to it, but he wanted to be given the penalty. And if we didn't have VAR, he would have given a penalty. But to me, in the Premier League, that's not a penalty. In the Premier League, they would have said that was outside the box. Because, you know, the biggest thing about that is you've got to be 100% sure that it's a penalty. And I don't think it was. I don't think it was a penalty. But a lot of people felt it was. On the line is inside, says Goldbridge fan. Call me a name and you get removed. So you better set yourself up a new account. You've just lost it, haven't you? See you later, mate. And I don't think it was a penalty, says Isaac. Mate, look, express your opinions. That's what That's Football's all about, isn't it? Just don't call people names. But yeah, express your opinions. I don't think it was a penalty, and I haven't seen anything that suggests it was a penalty. A lot of people think it was. So there we go. Lucky start for Belgium, as far as I'm concerned, because I would have liked to have seen Tunisia at least defend the first 10 minutes out. But 1-0. Pankaj thought it was. Hazard's a cretin, says Jack Brown. Yeah, I agree with that. I can't stand the arrogant little prick. Especially what he said about Lukaku this week, about him hiding in the first half. Alex Rudd says it was a bad penalty call. Outside the box for me, says Phil Foster. Lukaku should have took the penalty. Nah, I'm a United fan. Lukaku's not good at penalties. He's a great striker, but in a technique sort of take your time situation, he hasn't really got the technique. I would, in fairness, I would have let Hazard take that penalty. Hazard scored. Camille, it's 1-0 to Belgium already. Penalty. Bit dodgy, but there you go. As I said yesterday about VAR, though, it doesn't solve the problem. It doesn't solve the problem because they're not going to VAR for everything. We've already had the Harry Kane penalty. They didn't go to VAR for God knows what reason. I don't understand that. I mean, let's get this debate going. I know it's early on. It's only the first game, but let's get the debate going. The Harry Kane one and the Mitrovic one last night were stonewall penalties. Stonewall penalties that the referee didn't give him. Now, VAR, we see it before every game. You've got a bank of 5 referees with somebody stood over their shoulder. What are they doing when Harry Kane and Mitrovic get fouled? Here we go. They're showing the Hazard thing again now. Oh, they're showing the penalty, not the bloody out tackle. Thanks for the contribution, Danny Smith. He says, if on the line is over the line, then why is it not the same for the goal line? It has to be over the line to count as a goal. Why is it not the same? That was my interpretation, Danny, but apparently there's a few experts in the live comments who say if it's on the line, it's a penalty, which sounds really stupid to me. It shouldn't have been a penalty. I on the line shouldn't be a penalty, exactly for the same reason that Danny just said there. Because if it's on the line, why is it not a throw-in? Why is the ball not out of play if it's on the line? You know, it's a stupid rule, but apparently that's true. I don't think it was a penalty. But what I was talking about before is with the VAR, when you've got a bank of referees, we've already seen a couple of penalties in this tournament where the referee's not given it, and then 10 seconds later he's gone, oh, whistle, I've got to check the telly. What are those dickheads who are watching the England-Tunisia game and watching the Serbia game last night, when they're watching what we're seeing back, that they've been wrestled to the ground, why are they not saying to the referee, you might want to have a look at that? Are they not saying it, or is the ref ignoring it? But that is why VAR is not going to solve any problems. It solves some problems, but if they choose not to refer it, you're still going to get human error. And already in the first week of this tournament, with VAR, we've seen a definite penalty for Harry Kane and a definite penalty for Mitrovic last night not given. So it's not solving the problem, is it? And I'm on my soapbox today already. The Hazard penalty there, he's listening in his ear, but that's not VAR. That's not VAR listening on your ear. You decided to give the penalty and you've listened to them in the ear. Oh, is there anything I need to take a look at? But he has to have a look at it. He has to have a look at it. If VAR is saying you don't need to look at it, well, he does need to look at it because we're debating it. So he chose not to even look at it either. Here's Lukaku. Oh, it should have been 2-0. Cross to Hazard. East Isaac, thoughts on Nainggolan not being at the World Cup? I think that's political, to be honest. I think Martinez wants to rule the roost, doesn't he? And he doesn't want strong characters in that tournament because Nainggolan should be in there and he's a leader. But there we go. Do you think that it seems like they only use VAR once for each team during a game? Maximum once, says Assel. Yeah, we've not seen it loads of times, have we? But I think we will do. Who scored? Hazard. He should have scored again as well. It was a good cross by Lukaku. Belgium are running riot here anyway. They could get. I think 3 or 4 is easily open for them now that they've got that early goal. You'd have to say, to be honest, how did England not batter these? Because Belgium are not having any problems with it at all. Where's this referee from? Is he from Belgium by any chance? No, he's going to book someone now as well. Okay, Mr. Bean. Mr. Bean's the ref today. Referees from America. We've had him before, haven't we? Haven't we had this clown before? We've already had an American ref and he was crap as well. God, poor old Americans. You know, not only are you having to suffer the embarrassment of not being at this tournament, but you've now got a couple of plonkers acting as referees. He's atrocious, this one. I don't think he's the same one as the other day. Maybe they've got a couple of referees, but he's atrocious, this one. Carrasco plays in bloody China now, doesn't he? That's a disgrace. Witsel does it as well. Absolute disgrace. How can you be in your mid-20s, in your prime, and go and play in China? I understand why the Brazilians do it, because Brazilians will go and play in Russia or wherever the money is. They've always done that. And a lot of them come from extreme poverty. But if you're a European footballer and you've grown up in Europe, what possesses you other than the green to go and play in China? I would, I think that's a disgrace from Martinez as well. I wouldn't pick Witsel or Carrasco. You've got so many good options. I wouldn't pick either of them. If they want to go and play in China, that to me shows a lack of mentality. Here's Lukaku. 2-0. Lovely finish. Goal number 3 for Big Rom. Lukaku. Lovely finish for him. Lukaku. He's going to win the Golden Boot. And I tell you what, I think we might get our first cricket score. Terrible defending by Belgium. And Lukaku just stands his player up and then it's the bottom corner. Lovely finish. 2-0. Rom, Big Rom. Big bad Rom. Big bad Rom. I tell you what, it's a brilliant finish as well because he goes through the defender's legs and into the bottom corner. That's quality finishing. I'm sure Real Madrid would like him, but no one else is going to get him. We've got one of the best strikers in the world, and he wears a Manchester United shirt. And you can criticise Mourinho for all sorts of things, but you can't criticise his signing of Romelu Lukaku. Although I do think you see a different Lukaku than you do for United. He gets a lot more. One more goal, and he's level with Ronaldo anyway. 3 goals in 2 matches. Big bad Rom. So 2-0 after 15 minutes. This could be a good game. We might get a few more goals in this. Game done, says Charlie Collins. Well, I think the game was done as soon as the penalty was given away. But I think what the exciting thing now is we might actually see a lot of goals. One more to put him level with Ronaldo. Imagine if Lukaku wins the Golden Boot. That's a great thing for United, isn't it? Cross coming in from Tunisia. 2-1. I thought they were going to give an offside. He looked offside to me. Are they going VAR? No, he's not offside. He's not offside. 2-1. Fair play. This ref doesn't like VAR anyway, so... There was players offside before the free kick was hit, but when it's hit, he's left. Well, whoever said game over, it's a good game, says Ed Woodward. Good delivery. 2-1. Game on. That's what we want to see in the World Cup. 3 goals in the first 20 minutes. You can't knock it. And fair play to Tunisia. They'll take a bit of confidence from that. And I think we're going to see a lot of goals in this game. Very good. Really enjoying it. So bring it on. 2-1. What a start, says Michael Brook. Mark, is VAR in the Premier League next season? No, it's not. No, it's not. Can you see England beating Belgium? Yeah. Belgium can be got at, clearly. I don't think Belgium will win the tournament. A lot of people said Belgium are going to win it in 2014. I don't think they're going to win the tournament. I think they're going to suffer from the same problem as... Oh, what a save. Oh, could have been 3. They're queuing up. Tunisia are crap defensively. How did England not score 4 or 5? Nearly a chance there. Carrasco and then a good save. Tunisia are crap in defence, as Gary Wells. They're the worst defence I've seen so far. They try and pass out from the back as well and they can't pass. Luka expected goals from this game. I can see Belgium getting 5 in this. It's just so end to end. Remember to subscribe to the channel if you're new. Bottom right hand corner, we're doing every single World Cup watch along today. And this is a nice appetiser. I call it a 3-course meal today. We've got the nice appetiser, and it's a very nice appetiser this. It's a prawn cocktail. It's a nice pate with a bit of French brioche. It's a lovely appetiser so far. Belgium, Tunisia. 4 o'clock, the main meal for me. Mexico, South Korea. Big Mexico fan. Called it before the tournament that they'd be a good team. Said that Hirving Lozano could be the breakout player of the tournament. Can they turn up when they are the favourites? Can't wait for that Mexico game at 4 o'clock. And then a lovely dessert at 7 o'clock. We've got Germany against Sweden. Germany need to win. And then if you're a United fan, you've got a little bit of interest in United. Victor Lindelof will be playing centre-back for Sweden. How's he going to do against a very rampant and hungry German attack? So a brilliant day of football. And then tomorrow at 1 o'clock, we've got England playing again. So loads and loads of watch-alongs to get involved with. Loads and loads of live chat. The Pirate says who scored. We've got Hazard and Lukaku for Belgium. I don't know who scored for Tunisia, actually. I haven't even looked at that yet. But... Loads of chat. We've been talking VAR again because I don't really think it was a penalty for Belgium, but it was given. And yeah, please share the video as well. Let's see if we can get over 1,000 people watching on this lunchtime show. We've got nearly 800 at the moment. A really, really good start to this game. End-to-end stuff. 2-1. Belgium were 2-0 ahead. Belgium have just scored from Tunisia scored from a free kick. And they're a threat. They're a threat. Baron Death says, imagine if Germany lose later. If Germany lose, they're going home. And I like Germany, but I tell you what, if Sweden beat them later, I'd love that to happen. I'd love to see all the favourites get knocked out, because then we're going to see somebody win a World Cup that's never won it before. That will make this the best World Cup ever. And it's been a very, very good World Cup. And I think the weekend games always have a little bit more to them, don't they? But yeah, again, we've got people, we've got lovely, beautiful, hot weather in Russia. It's fantastic. 300 says, I don't know how Witsel starts ahead of Dembele, let alone Nainggolan. No, I don't know. And he plays in China. Shouldn't even be there. Nainggolan's playing for bloody Roma in a semi-final of the Champions League. Dembele, one of Spurs' best players, and then you're picking someone from China. Ridiculous. Who assisted the goals? Well, Hazard assisted his own because he was a penalty. And I think Hazard assisted Lukaku, didn't he? Belgium are going to destroy England, says Anthony Martial. Well, we'll see next Thursday, won't we? Joel Morris says that Russia have been the surprise team of the tournament. We'll see how good Russia are when they play a decent team. Red Manchester says, I can't believe he puts Witsel over Fellaini. Now that I can believe. That I can believe. Banned Substance says, love the show from South Africa. Yep, I'm doing every single one of these today. All the 3 watch-alongs today. So we've lost a Tunisian here. It was a cross by Carrasco, and it must have had quite a bit of power in it, because it just literally hit his leg, and I think it twisted his knee. Sorry, it was Mertens who got the assist, says Ryan and Stephen. Thanks for that, lads. Veli says that players who go to China don't deserve to be in a national team. I do agree with you. I do agree with you on that, because the Chinese league, I call the French league a pub league. What's the bloody Chinese league? It's just, do they just run out to loads of money? Here's the green showering you down. It's a crap league, the Chinese league. And as I said, Witsel was playing centre midfield for Belgium in the World Cup, and Nainggolan's not even there, and he plays for Roma, yeah. But that's why I don't think Belgium will win the tournament, because they've got a clown in charge. He's not as big a clown as Deschamps, but Martinez is a clown. He was always a clown. He was a clown at Wigan. He was a clown at Everton. He's a clown. Tunisia into the box. Courtois has conceded his first goal of the tournament so far. A free kick, a cross and a header for Tunisia to make it 2-1. I can honestly say, Mohammed, he says Chinese league is boring. I have never watched the Chinese league, and I've got no interest in watching the Chinese league at all. They can chuck much money as they like, but they will never, ever, 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 ever be able to get anywhere near what we have in Europe. I think the MLS has got more chance. Yeah, it'd be interesting to watch Lozano later. I think he'll have a great World Cup, and he probably will end up at Barcelona or Real Madrid. I think he might end up a bit like James Rodriguez. Salim says that Tunisia is still in this. They need to sort out their defence, though. They keep getting carved open. This game is only 25 minutes old, and we've had so much. 3 goals. Still 20 minutes to half time. Red Jedi says, I'm American and the MLS is crap. Well, it's a bit of a retirement home, isn't it, the MLS? But there are a few players in this World Cup who play in the MLS. I think there was a few Peruvians, or there was one nation definitely had quite a few. Brian Starts us, so the MLS is god-awful embarrassed about our American league. France versus Belgium final, says Raheem. I'd want Belgium to win. For many reasons. 1, because they've never won it before. 2, because Martinez isn't as much of a clown as Deschamps. 3, because I prefer Lukaku. Lukaku's going to score here. They're so bad at the back. Fair play to Lukaku then. He could have actually took a tumble around the goalkeeper. And he knocked it a little bit too far. It's on his weaker side, to be honest. I actually think that's a penalty. You know what? I don't think the first one was a penalty. I think that's a penalty on Lukaku, because he's knocked it past him and the keeper does make contact on him. And the referee's like, oh, get up, this, that and the other. I think that is a penalty. I think people get that wrong. He's knocked the ball past the keeper. He's not took a dive. He's then hit some contact. That's a penalty. I thought it was a penalty. See what people say. His touch wasn't great though, was it? But he's on the wrong side. But look at him. They're so open, Tunisia. They're so open. That was contact, says David Green. Buff Egan says Lukaku's first touch is bad. When he's running down the right channel like that, he's... I mean, look at Tunisia again. Lukaku, Witsel, corner. Tunisia are probably the worst team I've seen in this tournament defensively. Worse than Saudi Arabia. They're absolutely shit. Belgium should have 3 or 4 by now. They tried to pass out from the back. They're crap. Andrew Rossi says that Mertens is having a pretty nice World Cup so far. They all are, to be honest. They all are. Alex, yeah, it would have been a soft penalty on Lukaku, but the reality is he knocks the ball past the keeper and the keeper doesn't touch the ball. And he then does touch Lukaku. So I think it's one of those that in a referee's mind, though, it looks like a dive. So I'll tell you who should have been in this tournament. Forget Carrasco playing as a left wing back. They should have played. They should have brought Lukaku's brother from Lazio, Jordan Lukaku. He's decent. He's decent as a left-sided wing back. When I did my FIFA 18 World Cup career, I put him in there as the left wing back. And again, sod Carrasco off. Send him back to China. England did have a lot of chances against Tunisia. Yeah, you're right. Michael Brooks says that if England had taken their chances, they'd be whooping them like Belgium are now. Teams like Tunisia and Iran are lucky to be in the World Cup, says Red Jedi. No, but I think Tunisia should have a better pedigree because Tunisia are from the African group, aren't they? As I understand it, Tunisia is in Africa, so they're from that. Which means Tunisia. I'm going to display a real ignorance here. I don't know how the African qualification works for the World Cup, but I do know that there are teams like the Ivory Coast and Ghana who are not in this World Cup from Africa, and Tunisia are. So surely Tunisia are better than them. No, Andrew Kidd, Carrasco left Atletico Madrid in February and went to China. I think 2 of them. I think 2 players went from Atletico Madrid to China actually. Oh, shot from Tunisia there. Matthew Dean likes Meunier from PSG and would like him at Man United. Well, he won't be coming now because United have signed a lot, but we were linked to Meunier quite a few times, and I think he would have been a decent signing, yeah. But he's a right wing back, isn't he? NG says that Belgium are bad defensively. We'll have to see about that. Let me know in the live comments, how many of today's games are you going to join us for? Mexico at 4 o'clock. You've got to join me for that. My club, Mexico, after England, can they turn up when they're the favourites against South Korea? Really excited about Mexico. If they keep winning, they top that group. Germany can't catch them. And then Germany, Sweden tonight. Germany have got to win that. But Victor Lindelof, centre-back for Sweden, can he put in a good game? Ramirez and Oscar went to China from Chelsea, yeah. I can understand why Brazilians do it though. Like I say, they're Europe's not their place, is it? Lots of people are going to be watching all 3. Well, we're going to have a good old day then, aren't we? Good old day of football. Big game tomorrow, just as a quick mention for it. Obviously, England can't wait for that. But what a game at 7 o'clock. Poland against Colombia. Both lost their first games. Both would have been expecting to go through that group. Whoever loses tomorrow is going home. Decent shot from range there. Cortez just palms it down and then collects it. Lukaku's just changing his boots. Dendoncker is in the Belgian squad. I was just double checking for you, yeah. So on their bench, Vermaelen, Company, Fellaini, Mingale, Castells, Hazard's brother, Yuri Tielemans, Janusaj, Dembele, Batshuayi, Chadli and Dendoncker. I mean, the Belgian squad is bloody ridiculous. Absolutely ridiculous. It's arguably the best squad in the tournament. It is unbelievably good. Unbelievably good. Ooh. Well, I mean, what a squad. What a squad of players they've got. Fantastic, isn't it? Absolutely fantastic. Just going to have a quick look at the Tunisian group because of players and just tell you if they've got anybody you want to keep your eye on. Good work there by Tunisia to get it clear. Kazri plays for Sunderland. A few playing in Belgium. Ben Aloun plays for Leicester. Kawi plays for Marseille. Lille for City. But no, they don't really have a lot of players playing anywhere of note. Carrasco's playing on the wrong side for me, NG. The thing is, though, if he is performing bad, I mean, is it any surprise when you're playing football in China week to week? It's like playing football with your mates, isn't it, when you've grown up? Good tackle that was by the Belgian. It's interesting, isn't it, that Boyata who plays for Celtic with Alderweireld and Vertonghen, but Vermaelen at Barcelona and company at Man City can't get in the team. Boyata keeps them out. Fingers 998 says that Tunisia are good in my opinion. They're better than Panama. But Panama were 0-0 at half time, weren't they? I think Panama defended far better, probably because they parked the bus. But Tunisia are struggling with injuries here. They've already had one player go off. Tyler Chapia, thanks for the contribution. He says, any rugby tackles? Yes. I think to be honest, Tyler, I think it's shocking, isn't it, what happened with Mitrovic last night? I know a lot of people were very happy that Switzerland won, but at 1-1, that's a penalty. It should be given, and it changes the context of the game completely. Tunisia is the highest ranked team in Africa, says Tony. Yeah, look at how good Senegal are. I think Senegal look very, very good. My prediction was 2-0, so I've already got it wrong, Chris Windle. CFC says that Boyata has been better than Toby Anyan. Yeah, but he plays in a pub league, doesn't he? That's what I'm saying. He plays for Celtic. Needs to move to a proper league. Yeah, Carrasco was way too young to go to China, Isaac. And he will be back, but basically, we don't know the ins and outs of it. Maybe he's always wanted to live in China and he's a culture vulture, I don't know. But the reality is, everyone's perception of that is that he's just gone there to earn money, hasn't he? And, he could have won a Europa League. He's gone to China to increase his wages and he could have had a Europa League winners medal. If I was manager of Belgium, I wouldn't pick him. I wouldn't. I'd be like, I don't want that sort of mentality in my squad, especially when they've got so many good players they can pick. Tunisia they tried to pass their way out from the back, and it's getting them into all sorts of problems. Keeper's got it. Decent shot there from the Tunisian. It just goes wide. Opinions on Japan versus Senegal tomorrow, says Kuya Takashita. What an opportunity. What an opportunity for Senegal and Japan tomorrow. Win that game and you are through to the knockout stage in the group of death. Poland, Senegal, Japan and Colombia. And Senegal and Japan have got 3 points each. And if they win tomorrow, one of them, you put yourselves through. I think Senegal and Poland was obviously a very close game and a big 3 points. And Japan did very well against Colombia, but they did play against 10 men. But they did brilliantly against 10 men. I don't know which way it's going to go. I don't know which way it's going to go, but I'm excited to see because it's a great opportunity for them. And obviously one of them, if they can top the group, will probably play England. I'm still hopeful that Colombia can get through in that group. But Poland's going to be a tough game for them tomorrow. Got another injury to a Tunisian here. Senegal. Sorry, not Senegal. I always call him Senegal. Senegal. The Notorious says Senegal will win against Japan. Stuart. Come on, Colombia, says Chris Windle. Yeah, Colombia, just shows that we don't always get it right, do we? Another Tunisian going off on a stretcher here. Bottlers. Yeah, Colombia. Obviously, I predicted Mexico would do well in this tournament, but I did say Colombia would as well. So they're hanging by a thread a little bit. Charlie Collins, yep, 2 subs already, mate. 2 subs already. Pankaj says, are Mexico the biggest dark horse? We'll find out later on, Pankaj, because they were brilliant against Germany, but you can't... Today they will be favourites against South Korea. What if it's a boring 0-0, or what if they don't perform? You can't then say they're one of the favourites for the tournament. They've got to get out their group, and when they get out their group, they're going to have to play probably either Brazil or Switzerland. It's very hard for a team like a Mexico to win a World Cup because they've never done it before. And have they got the squad? Can they do it over 7 games? Have they got the experience when it gets to the gritty end of a tournament like teams like Germany, France and Spain have? It'd be very, very hard, but I'll certainly be cheering for them as much as I can until they come face to face with England, but I don't know how far England are going to go in this tournament. Good block by Boyata, corner. Belgium are the biggest dark horse, says Hector Spikes. And football and Domino's pizza incoming, says Danny Smith. Can't really get better, can you? Yeah, I'm thinking about what to have later on. I'll have to have it in between games because I can't sit and eat a curry or a Chinese or a fish and chips when I'm live. But I am thinking about having something a little bit later on. Your Sofa King Stu Pad says, how dumb of a manager do you have to be to leave out Nainggolan? Yeah, pretty dumb. Pretty damn dumb. There was a comment before that I wanted to read out, and I can't see it now. Douglas is right. Davinson Sanchez was rubbish for Colombia. Absolutely rubbish. Callum Christie says De Bruyne's not doing that good so far, but there was somebody who said it before, I can't see the comment now, who said that De Bruyne never does that well for Belgium. Mexico or England, Mark, says Derek. I'm English, I've got to go England. Where are Sophie and Flex these days? On the United Stand, Danovish. They don't do stuff on here. They'll be on tomorrow night, Sunday Night Live. That's what they do. And Flex does his show with Rants on a Tuesday. So still plenty of them. It's just been a long week. I think everyone's seen a lot of me and they think, where's everybody else? But it's only been a week. Thanks for the contribution, Jolene Robinson Smith Hunt. Appreciate that, pal. Ed Woodward says, I'm English, but I'm going for Mexico. It's a big game for Mexico today. As I'll keep saying this, because they are the favourites. There will be favourites against South Korea. That's a big test for you. It's all right when you're underdogs, getting pumped up. Can you do it when you're playing somebody as good as you or somebody who's a little bit less than you? Let's see if they can. Prince Ogilvor is here. Thanks, Johnine. Kovacic or Goats, Mark? Choose one, says Anthony Muller. I love Kovacic. I love Kovacic. The reason we're talking about Kovacic, and we are approaching half-time, so if people want to nip over to the United Stand and get the latest on Kovacic to United and these Mata to Barcelona rumours, I don't blame you for doing it. It's a good story, and I can't really discuss it on here because it's about the World Cup. But I've put the eye in the top right-hand corner. If you click the eye in the top right-hand corner, that'll give you the link to the video I did about half an hour before I came live here about Kovacic to Manchester United and Mata going to Barcelona. And the Kovacic one is very interesting indeed. So if you fancy a little break for 5 minutes, click the eye in the top right hand corner and you can get the latest on Kovacic. I think it's only the first 2 or 3 minutes I'm talking about that anyway. So I'm looking forward to Lindelof tonight though against Germany. He's going to be overworked. Let's see what the lad's all about. Thanks for the contribution, Tom OB. A few people making contributions today, which is appreciated. You can do that through the $ at the bottom. We are doing every single World Cup watch along, so please do keep getting involved. Share the video. If you click the share video underneath, you can share it on Twitter and Facebook. And remember to subscribe to the channel, bottom right-hand corner. We're going to try and get to 38,000 subscribers today. We're 150 odd short, so please share it and spread the word and help us grow the community and get to 38,000 today, which would be great. Big weekend of football. Anvish, why do people keep asking me this question? Mark, will you provide us with free FIFA 19? I haven't even got FIFA 19. How can I provide you with free FIFA 19? Chris Windle. I don't know where Andrew Kay went. There's a few names over the years that you get to know and then they disappear. In the early days, we used to have someone called Jesse Pinkman, and he was always involved. Yeah, I think that the Belgium v England game on Thursday is brilliant for both teams because they should both have 6 points by then and be qualified. But before you go into the group stage, to have that opportunity to play a bit of quality where it doesn't massively matter if you lose is a real good thing. Here we go. De Bruyne. People moan about De Bruyne. I think Lukaku should do better there. Maybe Lukaku should go himself. Lukaku's smiling. I don't think De Bruyne is. Quick break from Belgium here. Hazard skips past his man, feeds it to De Bruyne in acres of space on the right-hand side as he goes into the box. Squares it for Lukaku, and I think Lukaku gets his run all wrong. I think Lukaku should have scored that. Andrew Kidd says Belgium are bossing the game. Well, they are bossing the game, but it's 2-1. 2-1. And We've had 4 minutes of stoppage time here. Anthony Muller's just seen a South African flag in the stadium. Oh yeah, it doesn't matter if you're in the World Cup or not. You'll still get countries getting there for the atmosphere. It's the love, it's the wonder of the World Cup, isn't it? Lukaku! Yes, it is 3-1. I thought he might have been offside. Lukaku levels up with Ronaldo. I think he's going to go past him again. Right on half-time. Well onside. And nice little dink with his right foot that time as well. Little chip. I'll tell you what. I think there will be a few clubs looking at old Romelu, isn't he? What is he worth? The thing is about Lukaku, he looks totally different in a Belgian shirt, doesn't he? Belgium moved the ball a lot quicker, and he can get a lot of goals. He scored a lot of different goals for Belgium. He scores lots of different goals for Belgium, but he scored a lot of different goals for Everton as well. And I think United just need to move the ball quicker. He scores goals wherever he is, but United do need to move the ball a bit quicker because Lukaku's got many more goals in him. 3-1 to Belgium at half-time then. They're very comfortable. Obviously, Tunisia did get a goal back, but Belgium have been very comfortable in this game so far. And they're doing very, very well. They're definitely... If England draw with them in the third game, they won't be finishing top because Belgium's goal difference is going to be infinitely better than that of England. Callum Christie says he's deadly for Belgium, but he's inconsistent at United. I think a lot of it comes down to at United. He just doesn't get the quality or the chances. Whereas in a Belgium shirt, he's getting a lot better quality, isn't he? United don't move the ball quick enough. At United, he's a static player with 3 players around him, isn't he? Because we move the ball too slow. But in this game, they're catching Tunisia on the break. My dad says Lukaku plays good and he doesn't even know him, says Najib Khan. Lukaku has better players around him at Belgium and better service, says Cookie Dough. And the difference is supply, says Mikey O. It really is. It really is that simple. The difference is the supply that he gets at Manchester United compared to what he gets at Belgium. Simple as that. So Belgium looking very, very comfortable. We thought they would in this group, and we thought that Lukaku and Harry Kane could fill their boots in this group. So will Harry Kane go and get a couple more tomorrow? Will Lukaku complete a hat-trick? It's interesting because I think VAR proves that that's not a penalty on Hazard. I don't think his foot is even on the line. I don't think it's a penalty, but it's academical because... It's academical because Belgium deserve to be winning anyway. They could have had 3 or 4. And they've got 3, but they could have had 3 or 4. It's been that comfortable for Belgium so far. Remember, subscribe to the channel. We're going to try and get to 38,000 subscribers today. We've got Mexico at 4 o'clock. That's the big one that I'm looking forward to. And then tonight, Germany must win against Sweden. Lindelof will be playing centre-back for Sweden. Can he hold Germany back? Can he send Germany out? Who knows what could happen? It's an interesting game, that one. Lukaku will get the hat-trick and be subbed straight away, says Mini Diver. He might do. And lots of people talking about the penalty again. Spyware says it was outside the box. Kieran says it was spot on. And Lukaku now has 4 goals, the same as Ronaldo, after 2 games. I mean, to be fair, Lukaku's played the easier opponents, Panama and Tunisia. They are the whipping boys. He's got England in the 3rd game, whereas Ronaldo's got Iran, so maybe he can fill his boots a bit. But the battle for the golden boot is on, and you can guarantee Ronaldo will want to be in there with that. I still think, for me, I'd love Lukaku or Ronaldo to win the golden boot for obvious reasons. I still think Diego Costa's going to have a lot to say about that, because playing in that Spain team, they're going to go far into this tournament, and he is the focal point. So it could be one of the best races for the golden boot we've ever seen as well, in what is arguably one of the best World Cups we've seen in a long time. Is Lukaku better than Harry Kane, Pankaj? No, he's not. He's not. And I'm a United fan, but he's not better than Harry Kane, because he's not getting the service that Harry Kane gets, and he's not performed in the Champions League like Harry Kane has. But Lukaku's a very good striker. He's one of the best number 9s in world football with Harry Kane. And he's getting better and better. But in this Belgian team, he's scoring a lot of goals with a lot of quality around him. I mean, you've got Eden Hazard and Kevin De Bruyne feeding you. It doesn't matter who you are, you're going to get goals. And Mertens as well. But I'd say at the moment Harry Kane is still ahead of Lukaku. But they do sort of mirror each other. They have both been very prolific in the Premier League over the last 2 or 3 years. They are both now starting to do it on the highest level for club and country. It's close, but it's still Harry Kane for me. Chris Windle says he's looking forward to seeing how far Belgium go in the tournament. Yep, me too. And Tunisia are a decent team. Who are the scorers? So Lukaku's got 2, and Eden Hazard got a penalty early on. Lukaku is better than Kane, says Ernest. Well, the debate's opened there. You can. There you go. Would you say Aguero is better than Harry Kane, says Zahab? Yes, definitely. Aguero is proven to be one of the best number 9s in the world. Do you give us some chance of beating Belgium on Thursday? I'm an England supporter, though I come from the Congo, says Samuel. Oh yeah, I mean, Belgium can't be judged till they play a decent team. As I said in the first half, this Tunisian defence is the worst I've seen in this tournament. Apparently they're the highest ranked club in Africa, but their defence is shite. Really bad, that Tunisian defence is. And Belgium have quite rightly taken advantage of it. But we can't judge Belgium until they play a decent team. And that's why I think it will help England and Belgium next Thursday, because whether they go full blood or not, it's still a good game for them to play each other and get their, play each other before going into the group stage. Should, sharpen them both up a little bit. Lukaku was having a good game, no doubt about it. But Musa had a good game. Is he world class? Absolutely not. Look at the team Lukaku plays in, says Bold Eagle. Little bit of a debate point there. I'm just going to pop to the toilets. Live comments is going to stay open. The video is going to stay open as well. So I'll only be a couple of minutes. But if in the half time you want to get the latest on Kovacic to Manchester United, big development there, and Mata to Barcelona, big development there. Click the eye in the top right hand corner. There's a video on the United stand I put up about an hour ago. You can get the latest on there. I'll be back with you in a couple of minutes for the second half. Hello everybody, I'm back. Just a little quick drink and a little apple. Long day today. Mexico up at 4 o'clock. Really excited about that. That's the one I'm looking forward to most of all. If we have got any new people who haven't subscribed, please do bottom right hand corner. And if you have subscribed already, please do share it. We're going to try and get to 38,000 subscribers today, which would be great to do as we move through this World Cup. Remember, we're doing every single World Cup game as a watch-along. And you're all very welcome. And you're all very much a massive part of it. It's really going. Belgium defender looking average, but the attacking force is great, says Wayne D. General. I just think Tunisia are really poor defensively, and Panama were terrible as well. I think it's hard to judge what Belgium are all about at the moment, but we will see as the tournament develops what they're all about. So, yeah, looking forward to seeing them. I don't think they can win it. I think they lack leaders, and none more so than the clown who's in charge. But I think they should be looking at quarterfinals at least. At the very least, that's what they should be looking at. So let's see if they can do it. Come on, Mexico, says Stephen Delac. Lukaku for the golden boot, says Caleb. He's level with Ronaldo now after 2 games. If he gets his hat-trick, he will be out in front with 5. So I'd fancy him to get another one. Maybe if he does, he will be taken off, like someone was saying in the first half, because they might just bring on Batshuayi, someone like that. Meunier's been very good, says Luna. And Hazard is... No, I'm not going to say that. Lukaku with good service is better than Firmino, says Roxbox HD. I think he's better than Firmino anyway, isn't he? Will we be covering Argentina, Nigeria or Iceland, Croatia, says Unknown Man? We need to look about the games next week. I think Argentina, Nigeria is more relevant because I don't see Iceland going through, because I don't think they can beat Croatia. So I think Argentina, Nigeria is where we're going to find out who's second in that group. But we might be able to do both. We might be able to cover both. Gasham says, don't underestimate Belgium. They're a good team. I'm sure, and I'm really not upset. I mean, I do support England, but my expectations are low. So I would never, ever be of the mindset that I'm jealous of Belgium for beating Tunisia more than England did, because I'm just happy that England win a game, to be honest. My expectations are not particularly high for England. For anybody asking for a spanner on here, we don't just give spanners out to people on here, because we've had people faking to be people before, and they think we're stupid enough for me to just click and give them a spanner. You get a spanner not through the live comments. You'd have to do it through a couple of steps to get it, because we've had a plonker who comes on here a few times and literally sets up accounts and tries to copy people to try and get the spanner. So he's not going to get it. Klopp is the biggest bottler. There's a lot of Liverpool versus United banter going on in the live comments, which I'm not going to get drawn into because everybody's welcome on here. 3-1 to Belgium then. We're about to do the second half, and then we've got Mexico at 4 o'clock today, which I can't wait to see. Mexico versus South Korea. Mexico as favourites. Can they beat a team, or are they just a one-hit wonder like they were against Belgium? Tunisia making their 3rd substitution. Don't know what the Belgians are waiting for. Yes, Marcus, we had a fake George Kyle who got given the spanner and then just started causing trouble. Anvish, my thoughts on the World Cup so far is that it's been very good. I think it's inevitable that once you get deeper into the tournament at this stage, you're already starting to look out at the knockout stages, and that's my concern. Really, is that I've seen a few World Cups where the group stage has been good, and then you get to the knockout stage, and teams start to get nervous because they're like, we just need to get through. We need to grind our way through. It's not about playing good football, and that I hope that won't happen in the knockout stage because that will ruin it a little bit. And Brazil was a little bit like that. South Africa was definitely like that. So that's the next stage for me. I think the group stage has been very good, but we've seen good group stages before. But hopefully, if one or two of the big favourites get knocked out, and you've got teams going to the latter stages of the tournament who've never been there before, then we might see something a little bit different. I mean, you look at teams like Croatia, maybe Mexico. If they get into the knockout stages, are they going to know how to grind out results, or are they actually just going to play to their strengths? Michael Foley says Portugal to win it. I mean, the Golden Boot probably will be decided by the team that goes the furthest into this tournament. I think Lukaku might come out of the group stage ahead, but if Ronaldo and Portugal go all the way to the final, then he might be able to pull him in. If Lukaku goes all the way to the final, you think he'd win it. If Diego Costa goes all the way to the final, maybe he will win it. If England... Yeah, I'm not going to say that. Oh, the timer. I have got the timer on. Sorry, I have got the timer on. I just haven't clicked it again so that you lot can see it, which I just keep doing. So thanks, everybody. We are just over nearly 2 minutes into this. I can see Belgium getting maybe 5 goals in this. Maybe more. Crizia Prince has just arrived. So we've had 2 goals from Lukaku and a penalty. Anvish says that Timo Werner's gone missing. He had one bad game, mate. He might be back on it tonight, this afternoon. No, he is tonight, isn't he? He might be back on it tonight for Germany. I think Sweden have got their work cut out. I might wear my yellow top to try and help them. I need to try and find something green for Mexico. I don't think I have a green top. Might have to go and buy myself a Mexico top. CFC says De Bruyne is a slow piece of crap. He would have had an assist. Lukaku didn't do that well on it, actually. He would have had an assist. But no, De Bruyne has been a little bit quiet, to be fair. Mar Austin says this will do wonders for Lukaku's confidence. You know what? Imagine, though. I mean, it's a big step forward here. But imagine if Lukaku wins the Golden Boot and Belgium win the World Cup. What experience that would bring back to Manchester United as winning the world's biggest football prize. That winning mentality is very important. And if Lukaku, maybe it is because he's surrounded by better players, but if he can be in a team that does that, what he'd come back. And I no word of a lie. I mean, there is no way Manchester United are selling Lukaku this summer. Never in a million years. It's not going to happen. Like I said, Bobby Charlton, more chance of him coming back and playing for United. But I guarantee you there will be teams like Real Madrid, PSG, looking at Lukaku and going, oh, we wouldn't mind him. And if he has another season last season, scoring the goals again, because I think Lukaku's only 25, isn't he? 25 or 26. So He might fancy a move, Lukaku. Oh, nearly a chance for Tunisia there. Tunisia have started this half quite well. A lot better than the first half. Aaron O'Brien says Lukaku is starting to look cheap at 75 million. The thing about Lukaku is he does give you goals. If Lukaku went to Chelsea, we would have been all in trouble, says Killface Dell. He's 24 mark, says Young Lord Lukaku. Thank you. Thanks for that. Remember, if you're new, to subscribe. Bottom right-hand corner, we're doing a watch-along for every single game today. Well, we're doing a watch-along for every single game, full stop. So if you are watching the World Cup games, get yourself on That's Football on YouTube and join the chat. We've already had our moment of debate quite early in this game with the Hazard penalty, but Belgium have shown their quality since then. Lukaku is 25, by the way. He's not 24. He was 25 in May. So, still got lots and lots of years ahead of him. Lots and lots of years. I still think he's got some development in him as well. DJJ says Belgium look a little bit tired now. They should probably look at some substitutions. Well, with the squad that they've got as well. Tillemans, then Donker, Batshuayi, Chadli, Dembele. It's a good ball for Hazard. 4-1. Lovely goal. Whoever hit that ball over the top for Hazard, it was brilliant. And they're just killing Tunisia on the break. And they're looking very, very good. Very good. I mean, how many goals has Hazard got? Do you have to count Hazard out? Did he get a goal against Panama? I'd love to know who hit that ball over the top. I missed it. Was it De Bruyne or was it Mertens? It's the ball over the top. Defensively, Tunisia are not good. They are rubbish. It was Toby Alderweireld, says Kane Pogba. Good to know, good to know. So, 4-1 to Belgium. And you know what? This game is a good game because we're seeing our first thrashing, really. We haven't seen one of those. I mean, Russia have done it a couple of times, but one of the big teams actually absolutely thrashing somebody is well, it's not nice for Tunisia, but their defence has been so poor. They need to take the L on that one, really. But I'm just interested how many goals Hazard has got. None. Well, he's got 2. Mertens and Lukaku scored in the Panama game. So another goal for Hazard would only put him 1 behind Ronaldo. Golden Boot could be very, very interesting. Very interesting. And Belgium have really taken advantage of what people predicted, which is that Tunisia and Panama were there to be beaten. And they've got 7 goals so far, and they've still got another 40 minutes in this game to get a couple more. Fill your boots is the saying. Fill your boots. Darth Vader says England struggled against Tunisia. Well, this is why I don't get carried away about England. When people are like, oh yeah, we've got a really good chance. I still think this is the worst England squad I've seen go to a World Cup in years. And I think the work that Southgate's done with the formation is really adventurous and I like it. And they could do well in this tournament, but people mustn't forget this is not a very good England squad. And you look at the squad that Belgium have got, France have got, Spain have got, and I just think people who are thinking England can go far in this tournament, they could go far, but they could get knocked out by Japan. That's England. That's the way England have always been. I'm doing the Mexico game, Evie. Yes, you can join me for the Mexico game. Really looking forward to that. 4 o'clock, we'll be live. Mexico, South Korea. I think Mexico are getting a lot of people in their corner. I've been in it from the start. I said they'd be good. I said Colombia would be good as well. So that one's not come to fruition yet. And I also thought Peru would get out of the group. But they should have got out of the group, Peru, really. I mean, they were a really good team, but they just had nothing in the final third. Nothing in the final third at all. We're 100 subscribers away from 38,000. We've got nearly 1,000 people watching. So please share the video. Let's see if we can get some newbies involved. And if you are new, please do subscribe. Bottom right-hand corner. We're trying to get to 38,000 subscribers today. We're doing all the World Cup games on this channel as a watch-along. So get involved in the channel, the debates. And it's enjoyable, isn't it? I mean, I've watched virtually every game in the World Cup so far, and being able to do it and interact and have a chat is great. Mexico-Portugal final, says L Doctor 69. I'd love it. I'd love that. I'd love it to be true. Big Bay says this England squad is young, hungry and full of chemistry. Well, they don't have that problem that other teams have got, like Brazil, like France, where you've got big stars in the team and it's a bit about personality, isn't it? I think England, there does seem to be a togetherness. And as I said, the biggest asset England have got is they actually have a system. They've got a system that they all understand. And I think back of the decent England squads that have been in World Cups, where they've shoehorned Scholes, Lampard and Gerrard, who are all very similar sort of attacking midfielders, and not played defensive midfielders, and they've shoehorned them into formations that don't work. I've always said this: you're a better team if you're a team. If you've got a system and you play as a team, you're better than an individual talent. And we see that with Argentina. They haven't got a system. It's all about Messi, and that is the positive about England. I don't know how far England are going to go. I don't get my expectations high when it comes to England, because you will end up in disappointment. But they do have an opportunity, I think, to get to the quarterfinals. Here's Carrasco, terrible first touch and a crap second touch. Get back to China, you're crap. Baron Death just said he's crap as well. Mini Divers talking about big teams that didn't make it. Italy, Ireland, Holland, Scotland, Chile, USA. Tunisia I do not understand. I've gone a bit Somerset with this. I do not understand why Tunisia are so crap at the back, yet they are in this tournament and ranked one of the best teams in Africa. It makes no sense. They are absolutely school ground defending. They've tried to pass it out badly. They've left so many spaces. They've gone gung-ho. I mean, it's like your birthday for Belgium. I can't believe how much... I mean, that's the big thing from Tunisia for me. How much space they've given at the back. You think about it. Tunisia against Belgium. Right. What do you need to do? Tactically, get men behind the ball and make it hard for Belgium. It's been a piece of piss for Belgium. They've hit long balls and they've had one-on-ones. The Hazard goal. They've had 3v2s. The tactics of Tunisia have been absolutely shockingly arrogant, thinking that they could go and play and beat Belgium toe-to-toe and leave themselves so open at the back. Really shocking, really shocking. And here comes Fellaini. Oh, no. Lukaku's going off then. He won't be getting his hat-trick. I have to put a tweet out for that. You know what's going to happen? I'm going to predict this now because I'm a United fan. Fellaini will score and everyone will say sign him. I don't know. It's a weird substitution. I mean, I presume Lukaku might be carrying a bit of a knock because he's just had a World Cup hat-trick taken away from him. And bloody hell, Fellaini's just switched the play with a 40-yard pass. Never seen him do that in my life. He must have a little bit of a knock because he's just been deprived of a World Cup hat-trick, which is a little bit unfair because it's half an hour, you've got 2 goals. I'm sure Lukaku would have got the hat-trick. On top of that, he won't be going past Ronaldo now. They'll both be on 4 goals after 2 games. So, bit of an odd substitution. Charlie Collins says, come on, Fellaini. Sod off, Fellaini, I would say. Marcus loves Fellaini, though. Tunisia might fancy their chances now. Nearly. Half an hour to go. Jack Brown, I think he's going to stay at United as well. Yeah, I do. I've said it for a long time. He's playing quite deep. Alex Rudd just said Fellaini could score a hat-trick against this defence. Oh, that was close. That was Carrasco that time. He's playing in the CDM role. Mourinho will be sat at home with a little hard on about this. Fellaini, oh look, yes, this is it. I don't know why Tunisia don't just shut up shop, because they're going to get beat but probably about 5 or 6-1 if they carry on playing so open like they have. I don't know why they've played so open. I'd like to see Belgium make a couple of more substitutions anyway and see some of this great squad get on. Active Dan. Fellaini came on, switched the play, 40-yard pass. It was unbelievable. I've never seen him do it in my life. Sign him up. I'm only joking. He did make the pass though. AJX says that Nigeria beat Tunisia 4-0. 5-0. Ross Johnson, yeah, I agree with that. He says that if Fellaini stays, then the United won't sign another midfielder, which is all sorts of wrong. We're 80 subscribers away from 38,000, so if you are new, please subscribe, bottom right-hand corner. If you're not new, share the video. Let's see if we can do it. Before Mexico would be brilliant. We're live at 4 o'clock for Mexico as well. That's the big game for me. This was always the starter. Mexico's the main meal, and then we've got a lovely dessert. A banoffee pie of Sweden versus Germany. Really interested to see how Germany respond, and really interested from a United point of view to see how Lindelof does against one of the best teams in the world, the current world champions. Here's Matthew McFadden. How you doing, Matthew? Gobber Belch says, I can't believe there's 30 minutes to go. That's what I mean for Belch. I think it's really unfair to take Lukaku off. He could have had his hat-trick, a World Cup hat-trick. You don't get the opportunity to do that very often, to score a World Cup hat-trick. So I wonder if he's carrying a bit of a knock, because it seems a little bit silly to me. A little bit silly. What do you think I should have for my tea tonight? Anyway, I'm not going to have it until after the Mexico game. I was thinking Indian. I've had a Chinese recently, but then I'm thinking fish and chips might be quite nice and stodgy if I'm going to have a few beers later. An Indian might go well with that rhubarb gin if I'm going to have some of that. But yeah, I'm looking forward to it. Looking forward to the day. Rakitic for Mata would be a very good deal for Manchester United, yeah. Anyway, what I'm going to do while I'm just chatting away to you lot, Tunisia have got a corner here. I've been disappointed with Tunisia, actually. I didn't get to see all the England game because I had something going on. I couldn't even do the watch-along. So I only watched the last 20 minutes, which was real bums to the wall for Tunisia. I mean, backs to the wall for Tunisia. Same thing, actually, isn't it? Yeah, so they had their bums up against the wall because they were just defending. And then I've seen them today, and I don't get how they're in this World Cup. I think they've got some skills, but I actually think Iran would give them a game. And that's quite surprising for a team that's come through the African group. I normally expect a little bit better organisation from them, to be honest. There's a shot, there's a good save. We've had a super chat. It's from Caleb. He says, what are the chances the United players make it back from the World Cup in time for the US tour? I purchased my tickets for the Liverpool game. Right, Caleb. So what will happen with anybody who's in the World Cup? When they finish the World Cup, they'll go on holiday for 2 weeks at least, and then they will join their club. So if any United players are playing in the World Cup final, you probably won't see them on the US tour at all, because the next day after the World Cup final, they go on tour, and their first game, I think, is 6 days after the World Cup final, and they're there for about 2.5 weeks. So I'd say any United player that's playing in the semi-finals or above will not be on the tour. Quarterfinals, you're going to have a slim chance of seeing them in the second week. Knocked out in the group stage, you'll see them. First knockout stage, maybe. I'd say from semi-finals on, you're not going to see them. Hazard's coming off for Batshuayi. Mexican food, says Tam Trainer. Big Lull says that Belgium look the best team so far. Germany would look a very good team if they were playing Panama and Tunisia, though. I think until we see them play somebody decent, just hold fire on that. But they can only do what's in front of them. Good little bit of running here from Carrasco. Keeper's there. The difference between the way Belgium set up and the way United set up is Belgium have got a lot of quick movement of the ball, quick players, good creators, and that obviously means that Lukaku gets the ball quicker. Get some Mexican food. I understand what Callum and everyone's on about now, actually, because we are going to be doing the watch-along for Mexico, aren't we? Which I'm just setting up the stream for while I'm chatting away to you lot, so... I've not been impressed with Carrasco. I would have took Jordan Lukaku, Lazio. Mad Marcus says, do Germany have to win tonight? If they lose, they're going to go out, because if Mexico win and Sweden beat Germany, they'd both be on 6 points with 1 game to go. A draw would not necessarily put them out, but it would leave them in a difficult position. They need to win. They need to win. Free kick here for Tunisia. What time is love? 4 p.m. Mexico. Mexico meaning. Mexico meaning. Yeah, can't wait for Mexico. They're my team. Other than England, they're my team. Fellaini, look. Gets up for a header and he can't even head it properly. So, I hope everyone's going to join us for the Mexico game at 4 o'clock. Don't make any excuses because this is the game today. This is the big one. This is Mexico, South Korea. Offside there, Batshuayi. I think he looked onside. I was just waiting to see. Is Mexico your favourite team because of Chicharito? Says Malston. I've always liked Mexico in the World Cups. They never go very far in it, but they always play good football. Pass and move, pressing. I've always been impressed by them. Obviously, Hernandez is somebody I really like because of his United days. And I really like Hirving Lozano. I've been on about Hirving Lozano for about 2 years, and they sort of epitomise what I want to happen in this World Cup. I want a team that's never won it before to go really deep into the tournament. And and Mexico, I know they play a certain way. They've got players that I like, so it works. It works for me. Ooh, clash of heads there for Vertonghen. That probably hurt. If I had a sombrero, Anvish, I'd wear it. Yeah, what are those drinks called, Will? Are they actually called Desperados? The lager with the tequila in. Very, very nice, but they'll take your head off. They'll take your head off. Just having a little bit of a look around for you. I just read something there. Oh no, I'll talk about it later on the United stand. Remember United were linked to signing David Hurst's son from Sheffield Wednesday. I thought we'd signed him. He's not. He's gone somewhere else. Anyway, back to you lot in the live comments. 70 away now from 38,000. So if you haven't subscribed, bottom right hand corner, please do subscribe. We're doing a World Cup watch along for every single game in the World Cup. What a little community we're building here. Mexico at 4 o'clock. Get on it. It's going to be a cracking game. I think that's. I think this game's been good. It's been a little appetizer, and Belgium have definitely given us a bit of a filling. Good quality. Nice to get a result where. You know, look, if there are any Tunisians out there, I'm sorry about what I'm about to say, but your tactics in this game have been a joke. Your defence has been a joke. You've basically played with 2 defenders and been caught on the break countless times. You've been passed through. I don't know who's playing centre defensive midfield because I don't think you've got one. Your tactics have been a joke. It's been like you've been playing with 8 men. But fair play to Belgium. They've provided us with the first proper thrashing of the tournament. Which is good. You've got to have a mix in a World Cup. You can't just have loads of 1-0, 2-0 tight games. So that's been good. And Mexico, South Korea. South Korea could cause a problem. Here we go, Batshuayi. Again, they're getting caught by that ball so many times. It's so easy for Belgium. It's like playing a pub team. Because you can just hit a long ball with the quick player up front and it causes loads and loads of problems. But for those people who watched Croatia the other night, I did say this. Remember with Croatia, I said, imagine if they had a Lukaku up front, somebody who's like really quick. It would make them an even better team than they are. Yeah, but very, very excited to see what Mexico can do when they are the favourites in a game, because that's when we're going to really understand what they're all about. Here we go. Batshuayi. Oh, cleared off the line. Should have been 5-1. Skipped around the goalkeeper. Open goal. And Tunisia had a player back. He should have hit it harder. He should never have given him an opportunity. IKEA versus Mercedes later on, says Andy Ramos. Love it. Love it. Or Volvo versus Adidas. Adidas are German, aren't they? Pretty sure they are. Lukaku would have buried that, says Devil's Ace. Well, he would have done because it would have been on his left foot. But again, it's just a long ball that comes through and nice little build-up play. And straight away, they're just 2 passes and they're through. It's organisational defence of Tunisia has been nothing short of crap, to be honest. Absolute crap. They should be doing a lot better. A lot better. Red Jedi says that Mexico tend to stumble into the later games. They can't afford to stumble. They can't leave the door open. They've got 3 points on Germany. If they get 3 points today, they've got 6. A draw against Sweden, and they cannot be caught for top of the group. And finishing top of that group will probably mean playing Switzerland, because I think Brazil will top the group. So Mexico, Switzerland, Mexico into the quarterfinals, or Switzerland into the quarterfinals. And then you might see Germany, Brazil, which would be amazing that we will lose one of those big teams, which I think is a good thing. I want the big teams out. I want the newbies to come through and win this tournament. But we could lose Germany or Brazil in the first knockout stage, which would be amazing. Here's an interesting little bit. Mark Young says that Adidas and Puma were set up by a pair of German brothers that had disagreements over designs, and they've both done quite well. Mexican wave. We'll keep that back for the game, I think. Ten minutes to go then. I'm already starting to look at the old Mexico game, and but I still think there'll be another goal in this for Carrasco. Oh my life. Sack Batshuayi. He's missed 2 open goals. My life. Get him off. He's literally 5 yards out and he smacks it against the bar. How does he miss that? That's miss of the tournament. Unbelievable. Unbelievable. He's literally on the edge of the 6-yard box and puts it up against the bar. He's done well. He's been doing well for Dortmund as well. He could have been on a hat-trick as well. Jordan Thompson's not happy with Batshuayi. I predicted 5-1. I still think they'll get the 5th, but to be fair, if Batshuayi was any good, it would be 6-1, Jordan, because he should have 2. Here's De Bruyne anyway. Cut back. A great save. I don't think Batshuayi can score in this game. He actually connected with that one quite well, and the keeper made a cracking save. He could have had a bloody hat-trick. What a save that was. He missed again, but I think this one was just a cracking save, although maybe he should be putting it somewhere else. Straight at the keeper, isn't it, really? He's got to put it in the other corner. So he could have had a hat-trick. De Bruyne. Fellaini could have headed that, missed it. Witsel shoots from distance. I think I need a shave, actually. Somebody said you're keeping a beard. I wouldn't even call it a beard. I'd just call it being very busy with lots of things and not even having 10 minutes to go and have a shave. Maybe I can do that. Maybe I should do that this afternoon. Imagine if Lukaku had stayed on, says Anthony Martial. Yeah, I think we would have been looking at a definite hat-trick. Must be carrying a knock. If Lukaku had stayed on, he could have had the golden boot wrapped up. United's first tour game, Subnam. I think it's on the Saturday after the World Cup. Will, let me know why. I'm interested by that comment. I seem to enjoy it more. Okay, fair enough. You're probably right, mate. You're probably right. That's been 3 years now, the other one. And this is a little bit less restrictive, isn't it? So, and it's more about a love for football. And the other one is more about, it matters, doesn't it? It's like, this, you can just watch a game of football and express your opinions. Where on that, it's like, it's more than that, isn't it? It can take over you because it matters. We're just having a discussion. I do the United Stand, which is a Manchester United fan channel, and obviously that's football's there for everybody. And Will was saying I look happier on here, which I don't necessarily is true, but I can see why it comes across because I'm just watching football that I love, and I can just get involved in it. But when it's the United Stand, it gets very, I suppose, political in some ways, isn't it? Because you get really pissed off and stressed and angry, and because it matters, it's your club. I mean, I wanted Serbia to win last night, but I didn't struggle with it when they lost. I was like, put my hands up, Switzerland, fair play. But if that had been United, it would dictate your whole weekend, wouldn't it? You'd be like, why was that not a penalty? Oh, why didn't we bother turning up? Why did we park the bus? Do I think Arsenal are doing well in transfers? I think they are, but I'll keep saying this. If Arsenal finish 4th this year, he should get Manager of the Year. I can't see how Arsenal are going to get anywhere near the top 4. I think the gap is too big for them, and the rebuild is going to be a long process. So patience is required, but the signings will improve them. What's Fellaini's sort of family background? I mean, I know he's probably born in Belgium, but it's not. Isn't he Tunisian or is it Moroccan? Does anybody know what his family name descent is? Where does he come from? Well, not him, but his family. Might be Turkish. Like Ozil and some of the German team are originally Turkish, aren't they? Tillemans is coming on for the last 5 minutes for Mertens. Family's from Morocco, says Red Manchester. Yeah, I thought so. That was my second guess, wasn't it? Chris Windle says Fellaini is the son of an oak tree. He's from the forest. Matthew McFadden says he's from Morocco but wasn't quite bad enough to play for them. Oh my God. Their defence is muck. Oh no, he has given offside now. I don't originate from Italy, so you're wrong there, Cookie Dough. Do I look like I'm Italian? Amvesh says that Fellaini's from Harry Potter's Forbidden Forest, but even he's forbidden from there. The jokes are coming in. So I don't think we'll be doing Tunisia-Panama as a watch-along, will we? Thank God we won't be, because England play Belgium at exactly the same time. Might get Xander to do that one. I think we'll have a record low viewing figures for that of about 3. But yeah, we won't. Tunisia, there will be some games next week that we won't bother doing because the third group stage, they always kick off at the same time. So Tunisia-Panama can do one. I don't think anyone's going to be watching that. We'll be doing England-Belgium next Thursday at 7 o'clock, that is. The very last group game, actually. There's no games on Friday. There's an empty day for the World Cup, the first empty day, 2 weeks in. And then Saturday, the group stage kicks off for 4 days, the first knockout stage for 4 days. And then I'd have to have a quick look at that, what happens then, actually, because I can't quite remember whether there's another day off again or not, or whether they go straight into the quarterfinals. So let's have a look for you, confirm it. But a thumping win this for the old Belgians, and a deserved win at that. So the knockout stage starts off on Saturday the 30th, so a week today. We get our first knockout stage game, 3 o'clock, 7 o'clock, and then the same on Sunday, Monday and Tuesday. We then get Wednesday, Thursday off, and then on Friday you've got 2 quarterfinals. And on Saturday, you've got 2 quarterfinals. Then you get Sunday, Monday off. And then Tuesday, Wednesday, semi-finals. And then a final on Sunday, the 15th of July. So first day off completely is Friday from the World Cup. Then you've got Wednesday, Thursday off for the quarterfinals. And then Sunday, Monday off. Then we've got semi-finals. So we're not quite at the end of the World Cup yet. We're still very much at the beginning of it, but it will be gone before you know it. So make sure you're watching it, getting involved, and live again at 4 o'clock for Mexico. And Batshuayi finally gets his goal. Good cross by Tillemans. And it's about bloody time. He's missed enough. Jordan will be happy. There's your 5-1, Jordan. I'm nowhere near in it with it, to be honest. I went 2-0 to Belgium. The only reason I went 2-0 is because no one's smashed anyone yet, have they? Biggest score of the World Cup. Bet you're glad you watched now. We've witnessed the biggest score of the World Cup. To be fair to Batshuayi, he has missed a lot of chances in this game, but he's the sort of player that if you keep giving him chances, he will score him. He is a goal scorer. Yes, says Jordan Thompson. I predicted 5-1. There's no Xander today. He's had a day off. So I'm doing Mexico and Germany games today. So I'll be live again with you in just under an hour's time for Mexico, the biggest game of the tournament. The biggest game of the day, sorry, for me. I'm really excited about watching Mexico. We've done well to get through this one. I'm grateful for Belgium for scoring a few goals, because when they got that early penalty, it was effectively game over. Yeah, a few people are saying Russia won 5-0. And as Inzaghi said, 6 goals is more than 5. Some people need to go back to maths. Batshuayi's just missed another good chance here. I tell you what, he would infuriate you, wouldn't he, if he was in your team? Yeah, he might be able to score goals, but he misses a lot as well. How about Tillemans for United, says Lynn Hall. He has been linked to us in the past, Lynn, before he's moved to Monaco. Foul there. We're just about approaching the end. I remember that video, Jack Brown. I'd been in the beer garden all day. I still agree with it. Matic, I like Matic, but I've always worried about his speed. Hey, we've got 7 goals now. Tunisia have scored late on. He's well happy with himself as well. 5-2. Technically, it's only a 3-0 win for Belgium then, if you count the gap. We've had 7 goals. What a game. Love it. Boom, says Mikey Montgomery. 7-goal thriller. Not quite. Tunisia have never really been in it, but they've got a little consolation goal at the end there, which is always nice to see. 5-2. Remember, anybody who supports Manchester United, click the eye in the top right-hand corner, because there's a video that we did literally just before we went live here, all about Kovacic to Manchester United. He's made a big announcement last night, and that looks realistic now. And also Mata to Barcelona. So click the eye in the top right-hand corner. Go and give your thoughts on that if you support United. Kovacic to United, Mata to Barcelona. And I'll be back on here in just under an hour's time. The stream is open if you go into the homepage. Mexico versus South Korea. See you in an hour's time. Make sure you pop over and watch the United stand. 5 minutes about Kovacic and Matic. Click the eye in the top right-hand corner. And I'll see you in just about an hour's time. Thanks for watching. Brilliant. And maybe we'll hit 38,000 subscribers then as well. Speak to you soon. Top right-hand corner. Click the eye. That's where it is. Not at the bottom.